Oh.
All right, guys, we are back. This is episode 56. RJ managed to massively fuck up the beginning of this on the last time, so there'll be some funny jokes about this throughout the entire show. All right, guys, we are back. This is episode 56. RJ managed to massively fuck up the beginning of this on the last time. Somebody mute their audio. Throughout the entire show. All right, guys, we are back. This is episode 56. RJ managed to massively fuck up. There we go.
God, I heard it 3 times. God, I got the point already.
Oh, God.
Hey, real talk, huh? I guess got some real talk.
Real talk. We're taking applications to replace RJ as the co-host on this show. Or at least an intern that could actually set this stuff up right.
Hey, who, man? What's going on, man? What's up?
Oh, God.
Go ahead and post
All
this.
Right. Welcome back to the show, guys. We have our friend John Cyscon on the show tonight. John is really he's just an amazing person. I'm not selling it short. This is a guy who has done a lot, not just in the Amazon world, but in real life, and also what he does right now. He does Amazon FBA. He also does merch. He used to host a blog. What was the name of the blog, John?
FBAmaster.com.
Yeah, used to do a lot of writing on that, along with being a full-time dad, raising a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, along with doing retail arbitrage and merch. So, like he said, he's going to remove pretty much anybody's excuses for not having enough time.
Do my best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody in the comments, I think we're good right there.
Cool.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. So you have John, so you have a lot of knowledge, man. I'm right here writing stuff down, what should I ask you and stuff like that. I need to get better about doing that. So if you want to kind of go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit and kind of just break, how did you get started with all this? Because obviously all the stuff that you know did not take, it's probably more than 3 years, correct?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, probably even more than 5, maybe. I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and how you got into it and how you found all this stuff. Where did you start at? eBay?
I started eBay when I was in college in 1998. And I would go to Toys R Us, and I remember specifically buying Simpson toys and then flipping them for more money on eBay and then drinking for the next 2 years. And that's exactly how I started. When I got out of college, I worked in produce. And so I was working from 3 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. And that wasn't fun at all. It was at the time when I was single and when all I did was I just went out a lot, and so that was fine. But as I got older and I got a family, it wasn't what I wanted to do. And I started messing around with eBay again after a 15-year break, and it was good. And I started out going to a thrift store. I would go to a thrift store and buy books and stuff like that and just sell them on eBay. And I had never even bought from Amazon. This was 2014. I had never bought from Amazon. I had no Prime account. I didn't know what Amazon was. And someone in the thrift store actually told me about Amazon and told me about why don't I just sell my books on Amazon. And that was exactly how I started. And that completely changed my life from that moment on. So I started Amazon. I spent $125 at a thrift store and sent it all into Amazon books. And from there, I just started going on Facebook. So my website started, the FBA Master website started because I was sharing information then I didn't even know what I was talking about. I was sharing information with people. In order to build relationships. So from day one, I knew how important relationships were. And this guy, Chris Wilkie, posted in a group once, does anybody want to form a 5-person BOLO group for things to look for to flip on Amazon? And I was like, yeah, I'll join it. And there was 5 of us, and only he and I were the only 2 sharing stuff. So fast forward 3 months later, we decided we were just going to form our own group. We formed the FBA Master group. And this is, I don't know, I'm going to bounce around a lot. I'm going to try.
It's all good. No.
So we started out, by then I was sending stuff into Amazon regularly. I was making good money, but still working full time. I didn't have kids yet. I wasn't married yet. And let's see, I don't know. So we, So we started sharing things in a group, and we've formed affiliate accounts with Amazon, and we would post Amazon to Amazon flips.
Mm-hmm.
And we would, because there's something like 70 million price drops a day on Amazon. So we would find the ones that we thought were going to go back up based on the Keepa charts, and we would post them in this group with our associates account. So we would make from like 1.5% to like 11%, depending on what sold. It's totally against the rules for Amazon. 100%. It says you cannot use your affiliate link to show to resellers. And we knew that, but we were making like $5,000 a month in our group because by now like 10,000 people in it. And this is my first experience with breaking Amazon rules and why I'm so strict with my merch account, and I don't mess around with my merch account because it's not worth it. So Amazon infiltrated our group and actually had people join our group. And this was before it's as common as it is now. Like, we didn't believe it. And this guy joined our group, and then they banned our affiliate accounts. They owed me like $16,000 at the time when they banned it because they paid you like a month and a half delayed. So they owed me $16,000 and I didn't get it. And that was like, from that moment on, we were like, well, we can't just rely on Amazon. And that's when we started the website. We started the website for the exact same reason, to share information and to make money, really. So from there, by then I was doing Amazon FBA very regularly, online arbitrage and retail arbitrage. Our Facebook group was like 30,000 people. Our website was getting well over 100,000 views a month. We were affiliates for whatever software came out that we used, like tactical arbitrage, and then something called OA X-ray we used, and we were making good money doing it. And my business grew. By then I was doing wholesale. I was also doing some private label, very little private label. I never did some private label. I remember when Chris Green first posted about merch by Amazon. Like everybody else in the RA space, I learned from Chris Green, basically from the book Arbitrage or Retail Arbitrage. And so when he posted join merch, I was like, all right, cool. I better just join this because he says to join it, and I didn't want to miss out. And my so that was like right when merch came out. My first good shirt was St. Patrick's Day in 2016. I had a shirt that was on the first page for a while and brought me, it teared me up like a lot because it was different. Then you didn't have to have as many slots filled. And I teared up quickly, but after that, I didn't do nothing with merch until last year. So I've been in merch since day one, but I didn't take it serious enough until last year. That's kind of how I started.
Yeah. So John is he's got a little bit of a addictive personality when it comes to stuff. Like he gets hooked on something and gets hooked really, really hard. So I mean, it's like literally like you get an idea in your head and it's like you can't let it go, right?
No, not at all. I obsess. I'm 100% an addict. I obsess over things. I will stay up for 2 days in a row working on something until I finish it. But the problem is I totally, like, shiny object syndrome is real. Like I will stop what I'm doing if I find something else that grabs my attention and start something else. But as a result of that, I have like 4 affiliate websites that make money. I'm still getting paid from when we sold the FBA Master website. Merch makes money. I have people doing RA and OA for me. So like I have all these side projects that have built into like a real comfortable income for me. Like we're going to Disney World in a month, and it'll be the second time in the last 6 months. So like, I mean, I'm comfortable, but it doesn't mean I'm not hungry.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean that's universal. I think between any of us that are in our circle, like we all have that hunger to better ourselves. But part of the reason that we brought John on is I think he's a nice bridge between what we've been doing with the merch world to what we want to start doing a lot more on Real Talk, which is talk to people that have kind of widened their horizons, are doing more than just merch, because I think there's a lot bigger pie than just the merch pie, right? There's a lot more ways to make money. And you're a great person to talk to about a variety of ways to make money, whether it's retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, blogging, all of those things.
Yeah, it's something that I've done and I like. So.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, and I'm trying to, one of the things that I created a poll in the Masterminds group the other day because I was curious, like, what is our following interested, right? Like, are you guys just interested in using this as a side hustle? Is this your full-time gig? Or do you want to work towards making it your full-time gig? So I think that what we're going to try and do over the next, couple of months and eventually full-time is like show you guys a wide variety of people that are successful online and let you see how they're doing it, because there's so many different ways to be successful besides just merch.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's another thing too. Like if you're successful with one thing, there's no reason why you can't be successful with another. You just got to understand why, like understand it. And then once you understand it, like there's no reason why you can't take off with the next one. And once you get that feeling, like you get that feeling, you're like, okay, cool. I know I can do this. I know, boom, let's go. Full force, 100% all the way. Let's go. You know what I mean? And there's no stopping you. Then you start seeing more success with that one. And then it just starts taking off and you're just, next thing you know, you're just crushing it and multiple streams of income. So a lot of people don't understand that. It's not just merch by Amazon. There's other ways you can do it too as well. Also too with the audience, if you guys have any questions, like, don't be afraid to ask. John is a good person. He like I didn't even know who he was at first. And then I started talking to him and I was like, dude, he's like opening up to me and like showing me stuff that I didn't even know. And I'm like listening. I'm just like, okay, cool. All right. You were sourcing a jacket the other day, weren't you?
I was. So there. All right. So I still do RA. Like I saw a question because I'm kind of trying to look at some questions. Someone asked how I handle merch and kids. How I handle everything in kids is crazy because I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. And my wife didn't work for like the first 3 years of my son's life. And then she decided she wanted to be a teacher again. So I'm a stay-at-home dad who does all this stuff as well. And it's hard. I have 3 hours in between when I drop them off and pick them up for school 3 days a week. So I went to Walmart to pick up some Legos that I knew were on clearance that I knew I could sell. And I was driving by this thrift store and I was like, let me just run in there. Like it was in a ghetto neighborhood. I found this jacket that I looked at and it was a nice jacket. It was leather. It was real stitched. It was real like hip hop and trendy. And it was $25 and I just bought it. I didn't even look it up. I bought it. I came home and looked it up. I had an offer on eBay for $499 for it. And I didn't get the offer because I'm trying to get $599. And it was just something that I just knew from doing this for 20 years. Like I didn't have to think twice about it or look it up. I just grabbed it and left. So I was in there for like 30 seconds, but I'm gonna make $500.
That's pretty crazy too.
Yeah, let's talk about real quick, just to give people an idea. Like, what numbers did you do on FBA with retail arbitrage in Q4?
I don't know because I'm super behind on my taxes, but definitely over 6 figures.
Yeah,
like well over, and just in December.
Just in December. Yeah, I remember talking in December when you were basically done. You'd shipped it into everything in the Amazon. I hadn't talked to you in a month because you hadn't slept. And yeah, like you absolutely crushed it. So for everybody that thinks that like retail arbitrage is dead, that it's something that's not worth spending time on, it's not that it's dead. It is definitely more competitive, but there's still lots of opportunity.
I don't think retail arbitrage is any more dead or competitive than when I see somebody say like you can't make taco shirts. You can make taco shirts. I made one last week that sold. And it just depends on. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bust out your niche, RJ. It's just a matter of like finding a spot. There's so many spaces on Amazon and in online and e-commerce. It's just a matter of finding those spots. And retail arbitrage is far from dead. I had like an hour before this show started, and I immediately went to a store because there's a sale on an item that I've been selling for 3 years, and I bought 2,000 units of this item at one grocery store, just at a grocery store. And then this girl will pick it up for me. She'll 4-pack it for me. And then I'll send them in when she gives them back on Saturday, and I'll quadruple the money I spent today. And it took me an hour. And it's, retail arbitrage is not that either.
No, for sure. I mean, and where this all ties together with merch too, right? Like if you don't have the money to be able to hire a designer, like there are ways to take the money that you do have and be able to use that and leverage it to be able to do other things.
That's a really good point right there, Matt, because I've been doing that a lot too. It's just like, even though I'm making like a different type of stream of income, I'm making more than like what I usually make. I'm actually just taking that, investing it, and actually getting like another designer or another illustrator, you know what I mean? And just trying to leverage that source of income to grow my business to be even more than what it is now. That's pretty important.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself going from here, John? I mean, I know we talked a lot about doing wholesale last year. You're obviously still heavily involved in retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. You're addicted to merch. Like you have so many, you remind me of me because like I kind of have a lot of the same shit going on. You're also launching a website for merch. You're doing some writing for that right now. You remind me a lot of me. Like I have so much stuff going on that sometimes I can't keep track of it. Like where are you going from here?
For sure, I don't know, because I didn't know that I was going to start an Amazon FBA website and then sell it. And that was beyond my wildest dreams. So the merch website, I actually started in 2016 and then got sidetracked and never focused on it enough. But I firmly believe in the sharing of free content above everything else, because like a rising tide raises all ships. And so if we're all on the same, Amazon river, whatever you want to call it, the more people that do well and bring good customers to Amazon and to e-commerce and to this whole industry in general, whether it be Etsy or whether it be a Shopify store, the more people that just bring good people and good customers and good relationships, the better we're all going to do. So I definitely want to do my merch blog. I was this close to having it ready for today, and then I just got sidetracked. But so that's a for sure. Definitely going to do the merch blog. I have 2 private label items coming to build a brand off of with 2 other partners I have. Those are my 2 main focuses right now.
Nice.
Interesting. Well, I put the blog in the description down below.
Well, if people look at it, it's 2 years old. So
okay.
I'll fix it tonight. So I'll make sure I fix it tonight, and I'll put some good stuff on there tonight. We have about 20 articles written and videos to post, from pop socket designing, from different ways to use, the Kindle stuff that everybody's been talking about, and all the journals. And
nice.
We have hundreds of templates we made that will pretty much be given out. So we'll let you know as soon as we're ready.
All right. So let's say, okay, because you said retail arbitrage, right? It's not dead. So if someone wanted to start doing retail arbitrage, like what do you recommend? Like, what's your favorite store to go to? Like, are you allowed to you disclose that with us?
Yeah, I'll share most whatever I can, unless it affects another seller that I know. But
okay.
I mean, Walmart I probably am at a Walmart every day, every other day, because there's like 3 of them within about 4 miles of me. Walmart and Meijer are my 2 favorite stores, hands down, for buying stuff.
Okay. In terms of online arbitrage, what tools are you using today?
I'm about as complicated as you can possibly be. I use the Amazon Seller app. And
there you go.
Scoutify, which comes with my Inventory Lab subscription, which I use. So I use both of those interchangeably, but the Amazon Seller app. You don't have to like buy a bunch of crazy stuff. Like I legitimately started in Goodwill with $125, and I did 6 figures more than that in December. So anybody can start this at any given moment. Google, you know how I got started in this? I Googled how to make money online, because I didn't want to work at 3 a.m. anymore when my wife was pregnant.
Right.
I make money online, and I just followed the rabbit trail.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, honestly, man, like, I think it's how a lot of us end up here. And really, like I talked about with RJ at the beginning of this year, I kind of made a post about it too. It's like, that's why we're doing this, is like, I want as many people as possible to stop like showing up for work at 3 o'clock in the morning and get off that train and be able to spend time with their families and like actually appreciate the life that they have, live the life that they want to live. Because it's possible, man. Like, it doesn't mean it's easy, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to work hard, but at least you're working for yourself.
No, yeah, for sure. That's one of the most important. Like, I wasn't what I was doing. I wasn't happy, so I was like trying to figure out a way to do it. And I was like using YouTube and looking at videos and stuff like that. And then I started making sales. Like I was just drop shipping, and I figured out that you could make money online by doing that. It wasn't that much, but it worked. Yep. So okay, now what type of, so when you're at like a Walmart or something like that, what do you use to scan? Are you using the Seller Central app too?
Yep, I use the Seller app, the Amazon Seller app, and so the same way like you guys have talked about the merch mastermind group that we have, the small little network. I have 2 of those for RA. Mm-hmm. So like we'll post items back and forth like all day, like, oh, if you're in Walmart, check this out. I also check BrickSeek, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard of BrickSeek. If you do RA, you've heard of BrickSeek. It started off as a site for like Lego hunters to track down Legos, and it's expanded to like all clearance items at a bunch of different stores. I could follow along and see different items that pop up, or different price drops that pop up, and just go from there.
Nice. In terms of what you're doing with merch, like, how are you doing that, right? Like, because obviously you don't have a whole lot of time. You have to maximize your time. And I think that's a situation that's familiar for a lot of people. How are you managing to A, get designs made, and then B, maximizing your time in terms of uploading and everything else?
Well, when I first started doing merch, I tried to learn how to design myself. And if I get in front of Photoshop right now, it'll take me an hour to make one text design. So I can't design anything myself. I am a horrible designer. I'm creative and I can think of ideas, but I cannot do them myself. So I have 2 main designers that I use. The same Adam Gubella that everybody seems to use now. I'm grateful that I found him very early on. So I've been working with him for almost the whole time that I've been on merch. So I have him who can make anything that I can dream up. And then I have a guy who does text and scales designs for me. I have tons of scaled designs. Not the family way that a lot of people do, or that like Merch Momentum does or talks about a lot. I do a lot of birthday scale designs. I do a lot of city and state scale designs. So I'll make a real cool St. Patrick's Day design for like drunk people who go to parades, and then put it on like a bunch of city names, and go from there. So that way I can load 50 or 60 shirts real quick in like less than an hour, because I use basically the same keyword except for the city and state name.
Right.
So it's important because I can't design, and I don't have a lot of time because I have a 3 and a 5-year-old. So I have to be able to do a lot at once real quick.
Yeah. So
John do all of it.
Right. John did a piece for the newsletter last year that kind of explained the method behind his madness. And one of the things that I really liked is, you talk about something that we talk about a lot, which is getting a good piece of artwork and figuring out how to take that and spread it across a lot of designs and use that to lower the cost of what you're paying on your artwork. So instead of it, being one design that cost you $50, now it's 50 shirts that cost you $1 each on that design.
Yeah. Sure. And what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh. I also I neglected to like fill up niches until I heard Ken say like fatten your niches that one day, and like that was viral when he said that. So now I also I buy 1,000 designs at a time from Adam, and so I'll put like I use your research list that I keep telling people to buy, and it's not because I don't buy it. I buy it and I use it, and I've used it for months. I don't have time to research either, and I hate research. I don't like to research. I like to get a head start and then follow rabbit trails and see where that takes me versus finding them on my own. And it's not because I'm lazy. It's just because I don't have enough time. And we're all busy. It's just that you don't get punched by a 3-year-old in the morning. And so, it's just so I have to do what I can. So now I found a niche the other day on your newsletter, secret newsletter number 2, that I messaged you both about right away. And I've made 90 shirts so far by putting them on lists and twisting stuff around. And I have 6 sales, in a week. And that's a result of your research and my designers and the relationships I've cultivated over the last couple of years. I just combined it all at once. So I was able to load all those shirts with basically the same keywords real quickly.
Right.
It's pretty interesting. Matt, everybody's telling you nice shirt. You want to go ahead and show that off real fast?
So just real quick side note. The reason I wore that shirt is there was a lot of talk about Mama Bear and the trademark watchdogs probably like 4 or 5 months ago, because she was trying to get something slid through to be able to take over that trademark. The reason I wore it tonight is they're probably trying, I think it's her, we think it's her anyways, that's trying to do some more shady shit to get the trademark again. So just to remind people, we haven't really talked about it a whole lot, but the watchdogs are kind of a big deal. So if you don't know what the trademark watchdogs are, we'll include a link down below in the show. You guys should stop by and check it out. Like, they're doing really good work. Every one of us that works in this business is impacted by trademarks, especially frivolous trademarks. And I think that we all need to do our part to kind of band together and do what we can to fight that.
That's dope. Yeah, no, for real. Everyone, we'll put the description down below. Just join the Facebook group, and there's so much knowledge in there too as well. But okay, John. So the research, it works, right?
It does work. It works great.
Okay, just making sure it wasn't a scam or nothing.
I have countless times I've posted in the group and other groups. I've told people that they need to buy it. You could buy one, and that would be enough to make a lot of designs from. I'm a big fan of it.
And another thing too, though, was like we charge $10 for it, and that's it. Like we just do it, and overdo ourselves too as well. That's another thing. But research is like me and Matt's thing. We love to do it, so that's another big point right there. Like me and him, we actually like doing it. Like there's we have fun doing it. We send each other ideas all the time, and
when you come across like the random niche that those shirts are in, that I just happened to literally, I don't know what gave me the idea behind it, but I just started cracking up when I did, because there's so much opportunity in that niche, and people they're sleeping on it. They have no idea.
You talking about that nasty one?
Yep.
The nasty one in secret whatever research project number 2.
Yep.
At the bottom of the list. So if you really want to know, go by the list, and it's at the bottom of the list. I don't have an affiliate link, but I'm gonna have to work one into this.
Nah. Okay. So we're gonna have to fix the title. That's another thing too. You said you did over 6 figures in the fourth quarter, or for 1 month you did over 6 figures.
December.
Just December. Damn. Okay. So we're gonna have to fix the title after this. After this live.
You don't have to fix it. It's okay. I don't care.
And then okay. So like, let's kind of like if you don't mind throwing some merch numbers out there. You said you were doing some numbers last year. Correct?
Oh yeah, I looked at my last 7. Let's see if it changed. My last 7 is 330 sales and 1114.50.
Nice.
Nice.
I think I just looked at mine. Mine was 277 for like 810. I want to say.
Last 7 days, 695 for 2,116.
Ooh, RJ on a heater.
Yeah.
Okay, now do you notice the difference in competition from last year? Because you said when did you start at Merch by Amazon? When did you start that?
I started merch like immediately, like day 1. But I think I posted like 4 shirts in like the first 3 months, and because I was trying to make them myself, and I couldn't do it, and they're horrible. And but so then I had a real good shirt for St. Patrick's Day, which was actually just a shamrock. That was it. It was all that was on the shirt. It was a shamrock, and it was distressed. Somebody in the very beginning of merch, before it was like as popular as it is now, somebody's research model would be to go and look at shirts that were FBA shirts, or not. I mean, I'm sorry, that were merchant fulfilled shirts, but that were not available FBA. So we would scroll through, the clothing under 100, only sold by like that Ann Arbor shirt company or whatever it's called, like one like that, but that wasn't FBA. And then they would make those shirts for FBA. So I literally made a distressed shamrock, and that was all it was. And I mean, it must have sold 500 times in March, and that wasn't enough for me to take merch seriously yet. I still didn't even focus on it.
Wow.
So
that's crazy. Usually, like, because with me and Matt, we discuss this too. It's like when we see numbers like that, we're like, all right, now, like, what's the smartest way to take it to the next level? I think that's kind of like when you start doing this and you see multiple streams of income coming in. I think that's our next move is like, okay, when you see sales like that coming in, like, what do we do to take it to the next level? I know you're getting designs from Adam.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll give him a little shout out, man. T-shirt fellow, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. He actually, like, I think he overdoes a lot of his work too. He wants to help people a lot. That's what it seems like when I talk to him.
I think he is. I was talking to a different, like my friend Matt, and I think that Adam Gubella is like single-handedly responsible for like helping raise some of the shirt designs on merch, because so many people use him now, and his designs are just good. Look at all the design services that are like closing or backing off or doing slower, and it's a result of people were trying to use Fiverr style designs, and the market doesn't sustain that. It wasn't going to sustain that for long term. And Adam's designs have stood the test of time, and that's why he's growing and getting busier.
No, me and Matt also see that too. We noticed that right away. Like the design quality, it has to be like on another level now. Like there's no posting 300 text-based designs and making sales like how we wanted to. Like back in the day, like last year we were crushing it doing that, but not now. It's like there's no text-based designs. So, well,
I also think too, it's, this is what we talk about all the time. It's like the research is important. Like it matters. Like actually making shirts that have demand, that like, are targeted and have people that are looking for it. All that stuff matters. Yes, Amazon has a ton of organic traffic, but there's a ton of t-shirts up there right now. So if you're jumping into a real crowded niche, either you have to stand out really, really well, or you have to make sure that it's not quite so crowded.
No, yeah, for sure. It's really important. That's really, really important. Okay, the blogs and stuff like that. You want to give people a little bit of insight of because you said you were crushing it with Amazon Associates, correct?
That was before. That was before we started the FBA master site. When we were like given links of Amazon flips for resellers to buy.
Yeah,
that was when I was making $5,000 a month, give or take. Some were 3, some were 6, but like we were making on average $5,000 a month each. There was 3 partners. And that was against the rules, and Amazon just banned us. Like, I mean, there was no question it was against the rules, and we knew it, and we did it anyways. I was like younger in my Amazon career, and that's why I would never do that now. I would never. I don't want to risk it. It's not worth the risk anymore.
Right, for sure. No, but your FBA Masters blog, you had a pretty decent sized newsletter, and you were doing kind of similar to what Nate was talking about, right? Which is basically just creating articles explaining people how to make money online.
Yeah, 100%.
No, but that's another way too. People are actually killing it doing like the Amazon Associates program and having a lot of success with that. I met a couple of people that are just doing that. They're actually driving traffic from their Instagram to their bio, and they have like over 100K in followers, and people actually do that. And I see like on YouTube videos, people are making content on YouTube of the actual product and reviewing it and having people click on the link and making money off of that.
Yep. For sure. So in terms of you're going to private label, it sounds like, in terms of, are you still going to be doing the RA and the OA and all that stuff?
Yeah, I have, I've like slowly built, not a full size team. I don't have a warehouse. I do everything out of my house, because as soon as my kids go to school, I want a warehouse. But right now, the most important thing is for me to be with my kids. Like, that's what I always wanted to do when I grew up, was like be a father and be a good father. And so I'm glad that Amazon and e-commerce has given me that opportunity. So I do want to do private label, but I also have been slowly building a team to do RA. Like, I have one guy who shops for me, one girl who packs it up and stickers the way it needs to be stickered. I just started working with somebody on how to prep it, like how to actually put it in boxes and ship it out. So eventually I'll be able to like mostly remove myself from it. Like, I can tell them what to go buy, where to drop it off, and then they'll pack it and ship it without a warehouse.
Right. Well, let's get in the nitty gritty of that, right? Like, so how do you find these people?
A guy that I sort of knew, like I knew him, we met like 2 years ago through a friend. He posted something on Facebook one day. He posted a vacuum cleaner for sale. And I clicked on it, and it led to an eBay link. So I immediately messaged him saying, do you sell on eBay? And he said, yeah. And then I started asking him questions about it. So first I started off with just giving him stuff that I have accumulated, like Amazon returns and like just shelfware stuff, and let him start listing stuff on eBay for me. And then we would just split whatever was left after fees, because I didn't care. It was all written off for me.
Right.
Well, then he started doing that. And after he did that for a couple months, and I was like, all right, this guy's actually good. He's a hustler. Like, he's always looking for new ways to figure out how to make money and whatever. So then I let him start shopping for me. He went out on Black Friday for me. So like Black Friday is the worst shopping. It's a nightmare to go out on Black Friday, but there's so many good deals if you know where to look. And he went out for 7 hours for me, and he came home the next day. And I think I packed like 47 boxes on Black Friday. And I didn't have to leave my house. Like, my wife actually stayed at her brother's house for like 2 days. And
that's right.
I was like, look, I don't know what to tell you. You want to go to Disney World? Because we went to Disney World like December 12th, like right in the middle of Q4. I went to Disney World. I was like, if you want to do that, then you need to let me work. And it worked out great. So that's like how I found him. It was just completely random.
Now here's a good question. I know some people are kind of a little scared of this. How is he paying for this stuff? Do you give his own personal credit card, or how does that work?
I gave him a business credit card.
Okay. And how do you feel about that? Like, giving him a business credit card?
I wouldn't have done it like without knowing him. Mm-hmm. But after the stuff that he sells on eBay goes on his own eBay account. So after like, it was like 4 or 5 months of him like selling stuff and then bringing me money like every week, I wasn't too worried about it. So like, we built it up. And also, I mean, I check all my online bank accounts and any stock account and any like credit card account like 67 times a day. So like, if he did something wrong, I would have known about it. I get text alerts and email alerts. So like, I would have caught on pretty quick. So
that's another, yeah. I know a lot of people are scared about doing stuff like that, like giving like passwords or credit cards and stuff like that. A lot of people are scared just to do that, you know? So I think but that's another thing. That's where the credit card companies are made for that, like sending you notifications, just little things like that to help you kind of give you that security. So if you guys something to think about too.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, because I think the core of one of the things I really believe in is if you are going to grow and you're going to be able to make a decent amount of money, like, you can't do it on your own. Like, you just can't. Like, you have to figure out a way to leverage your money to use somebody else's time. You have to be able to have a team that can do that stuff for you, because otherwise, like, you're just going to be so caught up in all of the little things that are going to prevent you from actually growing your business, whether it's merch, whether it's, Amazon, whatever.
No, yeah, for sure. No, but that's a part of growing too. Like, you know what I mean? You want to hit that next level, and that's what John's doing right there. So that's
for sure.
Cool.
For sure. So what are your goals with merch this year, John?
I've been for a few months now, my sister-in-law is like a stay-at-home mom, and I believe that the stay-at-home mom and stay-at-home dad is an underutilized workforce, because there are people who want to get a lot done in a little time, who know how to do that, who know how to hustle, who know how to like manage time in little blocks. So for like 6 months, we've been talking about teaching her how to list shirts for me on Amazon, and I've given her videos to watch. I gave her access to Jay's course for Etsy, but then I never actually started my Etsy course, so she didn't do it yet, but whatever. Anyway, so I want to teach her how to list shirts for me so that I can just send over like a template, because I'm not comfortable having like a VA like in the Philippines list shirts for me on my merch account. It just doesn't sit well with me. Not after losing my associate's account. I don't even want to mess with it. But like my sister-in-law is like a native English speaker who can understand trademark law and understand as much as I do. Like I'm not like an expert, but she can learn it and learn how to do it the way that I would do it. So that's my goal, is to teach her how to do it and just send her designs and let her list all day. Because I'm never going to load my 1,000 designs a day. I'm not ever going to do that.
Yeah, it's the same bottleneck that I have, and the exact same reason why like I've got 1,600 designs in draft right now, but I just haven't finished doing them. It's because I don't want to have to sit there for hours upon hours and fucking keyword the things. You might have said, like, I know you were talking about RA, you use the Amazon Seller app. Do you use tactile arbitrage for your online arbitrage?
I do. I don't use it as much as I used to. I don't do as much like hunting as I used to. Now it's a lot of it's like, I have a lot of replenishable items that are the same. Like this item that I bought today, like I bought enough to last me for like a month and a half. And I saw someone post a question about not getting 100%, or someone told them to get 100% return on investment before they would buy something. The stuff I bought today cost me like $4, and I'll sell for like between like 12 and 18. So like some of it I'll make 100%, some of it I'll make like 70%, but it'll also lightning fast and it don't expire for 2 years. So I don't have like any hard and firm rule on that. So I don't use tactical arbitrage as much as I used to, but for someone who's starting out and that's their main focus, that software is invaluable as like Merch Informer is for doing research for merch.
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody I know that's used it says it's pretty incredible. One of the things that you talked about, because we talked a little bit about RA in December, one of the things that you really focus on is you want items to move quick, right? Like that's your North Star, is you want to make sure it's not sitting around.
Correct. Yeah, I don't want anything to get eaten up in fees, anything to get I'm not naive. Like there's a lot of people who do what I do now, and so things are not going to stay high, unless something's like ultra hot. But like competition is going to come in, and that's fine. I don't even care. I just buy it, and I want it to sell real quick so that I can just buy more.
Yep.
Interesting. So it seems pretty much you just the Bolo groups are like you focus more on there than actually trying to like hunt for stuff. Correct? That's what it seems like.
Yeah, for the most part, and it's the same as like. It's the exact same as the little merch network that we got going, and there's 15 of us that have been in the same group for almost 3 years now, and all day it's the same. Shit talk, awesome item, shit talk, shit talk, and so it works out great because like everybody contributes, everybody has something to offer, and we're all in business.
So I know you're not doing FBA Master anymore, but if somebody wanted like to start today to get into like RA and that stuff, where would you lead them?
FBA Master.
Okay.
The website, like there's still there's a lot of haters, as you probably know.
Yes.
About different things, and like the guy Spencer who took that website over is an affiliate marketer, and he's amazing. And I've been reading his content and listening to his podcast for years. In fact, I just bought a course from him last week because he had a sale. It was like $300 off, and I bought it. I'm also like obsessed with buying online courses because I want to learn everything, and I want to know how to do everything. And so that site still has a great information for people who are new. Some of it's outdated, but once you start, you can figure it out from there. You join Facebook groups and ask questions, and that'll lead you to, what you're looking for.
Right, for sure.
All right. So, what's your goal for Amazon FBA this year?
I don't know. I don't make goals like I should. I started out doing it. My life is not my time. Like I started doing the Miracle Morning, so I get up every day at 5 now, and it gives me like an hour before my kids start waking up. But for the most part, my time is not my own, and my schedule is not my own. And and it's just, it is what it is, and it's what I want, and I love it, and I couldn't imagine any life without my kids. But it's really hard to like plan things out and know what time I'm gonna get. My wife had to leave today. Like, it's her mom's birthday. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this webinar because that way nobody will be home, nobody will be bothering me, you know, because my kids will come in here and I don't want to be like, get out, get out, get out. So my goals for this year is to get more wholesale items, which I'm working on, to get my private label items going, and to get more. I want to get Easter basket bundles going. So back to school, I already have back to school wholesale orders placed. Back to school in August. So like you talk about for merch, you got to be 90 days out. I mean, I bought a pretty significant order for back to school for stuff that won't sell till August, and I bought it. So
that's crazy. I wasn't expecting that kind of answer for you. Like, you're just more laid back, like humble about the situation, about it. Like, you made 6 figures in December, and you're just like, I'm
just my sales, but
okay, but still, that's still a lot. But you just, I don't know, just going with the flow is what it seems like. Whatever happens, happens, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Correct. And it's not everybody is wired that way to work that way. Yeah. I'm not going to, like, what I want to do tonight when we get off of this is fix the website so that I can show people the website, because I'm really excited about doing it, and I'm excited about the content, and I'm excited about sharing with people on how to make money on merch. What will really happen is my kids will come home. My 5-year-old goes right to sleep. My 3-year-old will take 2.5 hours to sleep, and he'll come by me every 5 minutes. So it'll be like 11:30 when he's finally asleep, and I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to sit on the couch with my laptop, and I'm going to fall asleep with the laptop on my lap. And then I'll wake up at like 2. I'll go to sleep, and then I'll get punched in the face at 6 if I don't get up for my morning at 5. But like, I don't know what's going to happen. And that's how every single day is. And I love it, but it's also really hard to plan long-term ahead.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like, at the same time too, like, you have systems in place, right? Like, you have things in place that kind of, between your Bolo groups, but also like what you're doing with Adam and merch, the research system, everything else. Like, you've developed systems that allow you to optimize the time that you have, which I think is really important. Like, you have to figure out how to take advantage of the time that you have, especially if you're like busy and this is this is your second job, your side hustle, whatever. Like, you got to make sure you're maximizing all that time.
Yeah, 100%. I don't have like, I have Adam who will design. I have a text designer who will give me designs. I have enough designs to keep me busy loading. But I also, like, I didn't load anything in December or January. I don't remember what I made in December, but it was like 6,000 or 7,000, give or take. Like, that's enough money to live off of. Like, if I don't do anything, that's enough money to pay my mortgage and pay my bills. And that doesn't count anything I do with FBA, and it doesn't count the affiliate websites that don't make a lot, but they make money. They make a car payment.
Yeah, I mean, like, every little bit helps. Like, that's something that you realize when you start doing, you have a couple of different various streams of income. Before you know it, like, that little bit here, it adds up to real significant money.
Yeah.
Okay. You talked about a little bit about wholesale. You touched on it a little bit. What do you think? One of the most important things when you try to do wholesale?
I'm not an expert in wholesale, so I don't want to pretend that I am. But what I am an expert at is not really giving a fuck if somebody tells me no. So just like everything else, just like anything, like the most important part of wholesale is just to ask people. Just go try and get accounts. People always build everything up into be something it's not. This place that I bought these back to school items from, I had bought them at Walmart for 2 years before. And then one day I was like, I'm just going to email this guy. I didn't even call him. And you should call, but I didn't. I emailed him. And I was like, hey, I want to buy wholesale. What do I got to do? And he sent me a form. And I bought stuff last year. And now I'm buying stuff again this year. So, I mean, it's just do it. Just get out and do it. And I actually thought of something else. One of my goals for merch this year is to focus on local merch. Like, I've heard about it so much. I made a website for myself that I can show people. With like 6 different areas that I can target, like charitable organizations and bars and restaurants and schools and so on. And so that I can lead them back to this website. And then I want local merch. I don't think that I'll ever make as much as Mike Gall does, but like, I know that there's money to be made there, and I'm just letting it sit there by not actively going out and get it. And that's something that I want to do for merch is I want to get one new local merch account per month. And I have an appointment for someone next week.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that people really sleep on. Not necessarily even like local merch, right? Like, but there are so many different applications that you can use by just like literally being creative and figuring out a way to work with somebody to solve a problem for them. Like, there's somebody that I'm really excited to work with that we kind of found some information out today. That's not necessarily merch related, but literally it was just a matter of like, reaching out and emailing a bunch of people and going, hey, this is something I can do for you. Are you interested? And an opportunity fell in our lap today that's like really, really exciting. I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but like it's a pretty big deal. So, just being open to those opportunities and being open to the idea that like you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Like you don't have to sit there and, spend all your time on Merch Informer. There's nothing wrong with it. It works, right? But if you're creative and do something a little bit different, like you can really get a good return.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you all the way. Okay, so are you uploading those designs to any other platforms at all? Like just merch by Amazon, strictly that?
Amazon. I started an Etsy store. I never did anything with it. I have like maybe 6 designs. I think I made like 1 sale last year. I have Redbubble designs that I've got maybe 70 or 80 designs on Redbubble and like TeePublic, and I get a couple sales here and there, but nothing crazy.
For sure. Amber's asking, have you created anything inspired by your kids?
I have. I make my son loves dinosaurs, like most 5-year-olds, and I have a lot of dinosaur shirts. A lot of dinosaur shirts, and I make a lot of birthday shirts for them or whatever. Whenever there's a holiday coming up, I'll ask him what he would want on a shirt, and whatever he tells me, I just make a shirt.
Right. One of the things that came to mind when you were talking, sorry, Arjun, I didn't mean to cut you off, is you're doing back to school, you're doing Easter and all of that stuff. Like, do you find any carryover between like FBA and merch? Like, does it help you kind of determine like what you want to do?
No link that I've really found. No good correlation yet.
Gotcha.
Interesting. So what are you doing with, like, how are you doing your pricing strategy? I'm interested now.
On merch?
Yeah, on merch. Like, what are you doing? You uploading them straight to $19.99 or what are you doing?
When I first started, I tried to $19.99 because everybody was all like, you got to make $10 a shirt, blah, 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 blah. And I like tried to make as much as I could. And that didn't work for me. I do better when I average around $3 to like $3.79 a shirt profit. I generally start low. I don't start at the bottom. I'm super random. I just put prices all over the place. I'll start $13.97. I always end in a 7 or like a 5. I don't ever end in 99. But like I'll just start low and then just slowly raise it. No structure, nothing whatsoever. I have a St. Patrick's Day shirt that did amazing last year. That I kept around $19.97 all year after St. Patrick's and still sold like 1 or 2 every other day. And then I just lowered it the other day to like $13.97 just so I'd get some sales again.
Yeah. So
okay. I heard Matt actually last year. I remember him talking about one of his Pride shirts that he did that with, that he had to lower it to get it spiked in the ranking again. Yeah,
I'm doing the exact same thing right now. And the shirt that we had that did real well with St. Patrick's Day last year is selling, 10 a day right now. Yeah, it just play around with price a little bit, guys. Like, you'd be amazed what it does to get things going in the algorithm. The other thing too, I want to touch on this real quick, is you notice what John said, how he doesn't ever end in a 9. Like, there's a reason behind that. It's not just random. Like, the reason is, like, everybody else is doing 99. Like, when you do a different number, it stands out a little bit. It's a little bit different, so somebody might notice it.
I'm doing 307. I'm going up to 507, 607. Now, I asked you a question, John. I asked you that question because you kind of said that you're like in one of my niches. So I was just curious. I was just trying to spy on you right now.
Or just trying to figure out where your shirts are.
I'll show you. Just ask.
Okay, no, I know you would. So that's the crazy thing, though, too. If you guys don't recognize it, like Johnny's like, he wants to help. He wants to help out. He wants to help you make money. If you guys even just like that comment, that comeback right there, if you guys didn't recognize that comeback, it's like, I'll show you my design. Like, I don't care, like, because I want you to make money. That's the type of person he is, if you guys can't tell. So
I'm really excited for John's website. Like, I'm really, really excited. John's actually the person that's probably most responsible for me, like, starting up the newsletter. To give me a lot of encouragement behind the scenes and kind of gave me some tips about where to start and what to do. So I'm really excited to see John start writing again.
I am too. I miss it, and it's a very good creative outlet for me. All right, here's a random fact about me that I never share. I shared once in a Facebook comment and deleted it. So, and people aren't even going to believe me. But 15 years ago, swear to God, I was homeless. So now I have like a house and like 2 kids and like a dog and a fence, and we go to this is the 4th time my son's been to Disney World. So I have a lot, and I'm real grateful for what I have. And I didn't do anything alone. Like I didn't figure anything out alone. Like I had to get a lot of help along the way. I had to get like a lot of help from people on Facebook, from like websites. Like I'm talking about business now, not just the personal life part. So I had to get a lot of help figuring things out and how to make money and how to like create the life I want. I have a great life. It's by design. It's not by chance. It's because I work hard at learning new information and at building networks and building relationships. And so as a result, I want other people to be able to experience that same thing too. Like the freedom that I have is amazing. I do whatever I want, I do anything I want. Like just do it.
Yep.
And that freedom was built. So like my website is I'm gonna have a partner. This guy Matt Spriggins is his name, and he's smart. Like he's nothing like me. He's really smart. Like I learned a lot from him, and we just want other people to find the same success we found, and I'm grateful for it, and I want to share that because other people can have it too. They just don't know it. They don't realize how easy it is. Like money loves speed. So, like any ideas you hear, like do it. Don't wait. Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, so many people get held back by the idea that like, well, somebody might say something, or my family might say something, or my friend might say something. Like, just do it. Like, just fucking do it.
So I think everybody wants to hang out with you now, John. See what you did? Everybody loves you now.
My family, I swear to God, they'll never watch this because none of them have ever read a blog I wrote. I've written hundreds of blogs, and like my mom and my dad still to this day will be like, "Are you ever gonna get a real job or just?" No, I'm gonna do. And they're like, "Well, you go to Florida?" I'm like, "Yeah. When do you want to go?" Like, I do whatever I want. And they still don't believe it. So my friends and my family have no idea what I do, and I'm not a secret. I try and get all my friends to sell on merch. I've had my brother-in-law open, my brother-in-law, my other brother-in-law. They all have merch accounts, and they all have 10 shirts. The ones they loaded the very first day they opened it. None of them do it. I don't care.
That's cool. That's another thing. Like to go read his blog when he starts it. Just like you're just trying to share the wealth. Like you're just trying to help everybody. But just like me and Matt do it. And I think honestly, you kind of like you connect pretty well with us. I honestly can say that because it's like we all want everybody else to win too. Yeah. We can all win together. Right. And it's a big thing. That's why me and Matt started all this. So.
I mean, I met John in person for the first time was it June in Detroit? Yep. And literally, like, it was like I'd known John for years, like just sitting down, talking to him, everything. It's just you're a really amazing guy, man. Like, I don't think I was selling it short when I said that, like, this is one of the episodes I've been looking forward to for a long time because I think people need to know a little bit more about you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like I don't have like any like one tip or like I don't have any super crazy like information to like give anybody, but also nothing that I do is unique to myself. It's all stuff that whether I've heard on your show or whether I've read on Neil's blog or whether I've like heard Ken say it a million times. Like all these people like are successful. You guys and everybody else is successful for like a reason, and just follow the leaders, and I don't know.
I mean, it's the information's out there. It really is. Like, I mean, the main variable, honestly, it's just hard work. Like, do the hard work to figure things out. Like, some of us had a little bit of a shortcut because we might have been doing FBA and had some success in that and understood a little bit more about Amazon and how to use certain things. But honestly, like, merch is its own separate thing. Just, you got to put the work in.
Yeah. I think we might just get another co-host on here. Keep it up.
Can I replace RJ? John, you want to come on with me every single week?
It's gonna be co-host. No, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you sharing that with us. That means a lot. Because I know a lot of people that we know that are in the chat right now. They're all about that. Like, they're all about helping people and showing each other love and stuff like that. So that's why when you're talking like that, that means a lot to everybody. I'm not just speaking just for me and Matt. It's probably speaking for them too as well because they feel the same way about you. And we're all in the same room, dude. It's like it's cool because we all understand each other, we care for each other, and we want each other to win. So right. that's pretty big.
Yeah. Any favorite podcasts?
Yeah, the one that I'm listening to now, I actually messaged RJ about like last week. This guy like Charlie Bailey or something. The Charlie.
Oh yeah. I know who you were talking
Charlie,
about.
yeah. He's 2 Chainz is
2 Chainz is like used to be his manager.
Yeah,
his story is amazing.
Everything about him is amazing, and it's the kind of life that I want to lead. Like I want to be positive. Like, I mean, nobody's positive all the time, but like I want to be more positive. I want to be more happy. I want to be more grateful, and I want to like focus on those things because then they grow. He said something the other day about I can't remember exactly how he said it, but nobody comes to him with negativity anymore because he's been positive for so long, and all he does is just like he like exudes positivity. So like all the negative people just stopped being in his life and stopped bringing him negative stories, and that's like what I want to be like, and that's like what I feel like our little group has. That like we all want each other to win, just like you just said. And you know something else I want to say, because people always ask me this about my FBA group, and I'm sure people will ask me about this more now that they know that I'm part of this group. Like how do I get in that group, or can you put me in that group? Start your own group. Like there's nothing like, I didn't know any of these people like a year ago, like that I talk to as much as I talk to now. And it's just like a collective, we all want to win, and you can find other people who want to win, and you can find other people who are positive and who want the same success you have in merch. Put yourself out there. Like you don't have to like join a group that already exists. Just start your own. And that's what we did with like my FBA group, and that's like how I fell into this group. And both of those groups changed my life. And anybody can do it. And that's the thing, is like people always get stumbled up on like the mechanics and like, oh well, you already have it, so like I can't do it because you have it. Why can't you do it? Just start your own. Just go right now. Go into like whether it's the Merch by Amazon Mastermind group or whether it's the Merch Big group. I don't care what group you go in. Go in and be like, I want to form like a little network. Does anybody want to network with me? And just the first 5 people that respond, just start a group chat and just see where it goes. And if they suck, then start a new one tomorrow or next week. You know, give more than a day. Nobody can do it. Like nothing we do is special.
It's pretty crazy how you said it. Yeah.
I think John.
You there? You there?
Yeah, I think John's frozen.
Damn. He was killing it.
dropped the fire and burned up the internet.
Okay, he was killing it. He dropped it. He dropped out. Let's see what.
Hold on a second. Give him a second. No, but that's the truth though. Like I haven't talked about it in a while, but like the group of people that we're with, like it all happened organically. It wasn't like there was some master plan or anything else. It was just like, okay, like that person's doing well. Let's talk to them, see what they're doing, see if they want to talk. And like we just kind of built this network of people that we talk to every single day and that we deal with. I probably talk to more than just about anybody other than my wife.
Oh yeah, I think it probably all this pretty much started when you crushed that Eclipse, and
yeah, but I mean before that, like we were talking almost every day before the Eclipse even really started off, and that was just because like I had some friends from when we did books. You know what I mean? Like that's where it all started. You're
catfishing me.
I was catfishing you, yeah. Because I didn't want to get back on Facebook. I regret to this day that I'm on Facebook. No, I don't regret the people. I just like there are things about Facebook that drive me insane.
Let me tell him again.
There's John.
I'm back. Okay. I don't know what the hell just happened.
John, you dropped the fire and everything just like got overwhelmed.
That's it. Fuck all you guys.
Let me see. Can you see the screen? Everything good? Everything good? Can everyone hear me? Everyone good?
Drop a comment in the chat if you guys can hear us okay.
You were talking about just create like a go on the group and try to find someone to network with and kind of just build like a
just put yourself out there. The biggest thing you can do too, honestly, man, is like help people out. Like other people see you helping people out, and they're gonna want to like interact with you and talk to you and also help.
Yeah, he's gone again. No, but that was actually, I think. What should we do? Should we wait for him, or we should cut it right there?
Well, let's give John one more chance to come back in because I think he was trying to finish up his thought.
Yeah.
Oh no, is he freezing?
Yeah.
He was
probably RJ's fault.
Yeah.
I agree. It probably is RJ's fault.
But there's 2 Johns now.
2 Johns now, even better.
Jump over here just in case you freeze. So we can like a little.
So did I lose my co-hosting, Robert? already.
Yeah, for sure. What is your favorite attraction at Walt Disney World?
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain, good one. That's my favorite one at Disneyland too.
So who do you want to meet? Like what one person that you want to meet in life?
Geez.
Who do you look up to? Who did you look up to when you're growing up, or like there's like what was like how would I say that?
Like we just said, how like I'm a little bit like I get real focused on something. Like I want to meet Charlie Rocket now, and that's why I told you I was going to message him and see if I can get him to come to the meetup or to next time I go to California.
Yeah,
all right, cool. Very nice.
That's pretty cool.
That's actually something that like I've been thinking about a lot too, right? Like, so we have a little bit of a platform here, and like I want to use that platform to be able to like to introduce people to people that I think are like positive influences, people that they should know, that they should pay attention to.
Right.
Yeah, like Charlie's story is amazing. Like I heard him on the Joe Rogan's podcast first, I think. Like amazing story.
Mm-hmm.
I think he came on Gary Vee. Didn't he come on Gary Vee?
Maybe that's what it was. It might have been Gary. It was either Gary or
I heard him on like the motherfucking CEO and
Andy Frisella. Yeah. I remember that one too.
He's making the rounds of all those podcasts.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now he's a big inspiration for like what I want to do with my life right now, which is like beyond just make money. Like I want to make money, but I want to like positively impact like other people and make people realize they can achieve more than whatever they're doing right now.
Yeah,
that's another thing too. I think just making money and as you crush it and stuff like that. I think having fun at the same time is one of the most important things.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's all about finding the things that you like really love to do. Like that sounds cliche, and it's not like don't take the thing that you love and try and make that into your job, but like find the thing that you enjoy doing that you can make money at. And when you do that, like everything, like I enjoy doing this. There's a reason that I work fucking until 11 o'clock at night every single night. It's not because it's like, oh, I need to make a lot of money. It's because like I just enjoy doing this.
Yeah. So here's a weird thing that I've done with merch. You could do it with merch, but I did it with who the hell did I use? I don't remember which. Whatever, a print-on-demand company. But anyway, a friend of mine, her daughter has like Chiari, that like it's like a brain disorder.
Okay.
And they were like doing benefits and doing all this stuff and trying to raise money because they were struggling to get some money to pay for bills. And so I used the website called Book Launch, I think that whatever IO or something that Chris Green always talks about. And I used that website and I designed her a shirt for her daughter. And then I used that and I made everything in her name and go to her bank account and made like a fundraiser. So instead of just people like asking for money or like go to the bar and just drink a bunch of beer and then they'll make some money from that. So like I used the print on demand knowledge that I have and I made like a fundraiser for her. I think she raised like $4,800 in like 2 weeks doing that.
Nice.
And since then I've done that for like 6 other people. And like that's something like, could I charge for that? Maybe. I don't know. What do I want to? No, like I'm doing it to help people.
Yeah.
Because like I make money, and I'll continue to make money. I'll do things I have to do to make money, but I can also help other people make money without them realizing it and like help change other people's lives. I think that is important.
No, for sure. I mean, that's one of the things. So we have a bunch of friends that work with a couple of different dog charities, and like just talking with them too, it's like, well, how can we help you out? Like, I don't need to make money on this. Like, there's things that I can do that you guys don't have access to. Like, let's put some of this stuff together. Like, let's get you signed up for Amazon Smile and make sure you guys are actually making money anytime somebody clicks through that link. Because so many people just don't know there's so many opportunities for these people to bring in extra money for their charity.
Right. And then like, and this is and this isn't the reason that I do things, but this is the way that I believe from like listening to like Charlie Rocket. It's the same thing that he talks about, the same way like I live my life. So what's going to happen is like maybe in a year, someone's going to ask this girl, she's going to be like, hey, what was that guy who made that website for you that one time? And someone's going to like call me up and hire me to make a website. Like something like that, it will happen because it always happens that way. As long as I like put myself out there, if I like do the right thing for the right reason, like good things come to me, and good things come to me financially if that's what I need, and good things come to me. I don't know if you can hear that. My
Cha-ching!
our first sale since we got on this damn show. You know, so like that stuff will happen as long as I'm putting myself out there, and that's all like knowledge I've acquired through that. Like I built an email list, and I use email list to like help raise money for her, and I like put the website together and like use print on demand. It's all like stuff I learned through these platforms that I can apply to like real life besides just making money.
Yep.
All right, so sure. that sell right there kind of put the cherry on the top.
Yeah, right. Seriously. Well, I think that's kind of wrapping things up. Unless anybody has any other questions for us, we'll give a moment for the chat to kind of catch up. Thanks for coming on, John.
No problem.
Again, always a pleasure. And the website that you're working on will be down below. I think it's actually in the notes right now. John's going to work really hard to try and get it done before he gets punched in the nuts tonight. But don't count on it. It might not happen. He will get it up, though. I know he's been working his ass off on it.
There's 5 articles on there, legitimately from 2016. And the information is still good. Like, it's like how to find a niche. It like talks about like focusing on the things you know is like, you know, like stuff like that. But like, it's the information is still valid. So I believe in the information that I have, and I just need to like update it. And there's like some old template stuff on there that we were going to give away and whatever. But I'll get it fixed.
Nice. Okay.
So this will make me do it.
Right. We'll have links in the bottom for all the shows, guys, including the FBA Mastery, right?
FBA Master.
Master. Okay. FBAmaster.com. That'll be in the bottom down there too. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys all being here, including the people that stuck around after we managed to royally screw up the start of this show. Thank you again to RJ for always being the greatest host, who's so awesome at setting all of these things up. And true story, if you guys want to intern to help us out with this show, because we need all the help we can get, do me a favor, DM me. Don't DM RJ because he never checks his goddamn DMs. DM me and we will talk.
Do not DM me because it's going to be I don't like checking DMs. I have so many DMs, it gets annoying sometimes. But there's certain people that I talk to. I'm sorry if you guys are watching this and I didn't answer your DM. My bad.
RJ's horrible at it. Yeah.
Put me on the spot.
You deserved it.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, everyone that hopped on the show tonight, thank you. Appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up and share with someone new. This is actually a really good one of the best
for
ones,
sure.
I think.
Yeah, I will say that too. That's actually something that RJ like touched on that I want to follow up with. Do me a favor, guys. Share this with other people, right? Like if you guys love the show, you probably know somebody else that would like the show. Do me a favor, just reach out, let them know, get one person to watch the show next week with us. Because we're really trying to do our best to show you guys how exactly you can make money, like how the opportunities are, and lead you in a direction where hopefully you can change your life.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. All right. Yeah, we'll end it right there.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Everyone have a good night. Thank you.